Welcome in, everyone, to the Fantasy and Frames Draft Show. Tonight, we're doing a FFPC Superflex Bestball tournament. Draft's already started, so let's go. Okay, welcome in, everyone. Looks like we're going to get the draft board up here in just a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. So I just took Jalen Hurts. Like right as the music started, I grabbed him.
So it looks like we have some of our friends in here as well drafting with us.
I am ready to judge a lot of you people, especially for anybody who does not take Brock Bowers as the first non-quarterback in this format.
That's what I was wondering. So like I pulled up Fantasy Mojo today. So if you guys don't know what Fantasy Mojo is, that is done by Darren Armani. It's the only place that you can get FFPC ADP. And if you're in the FFPC, if you're drafting with there, you absolutely need to be subscribing to Mojo. But he's got Bowers as going. Let's see, that the spot overall is where he's going right now. And this is the last 5 days of this particular tournament.
So it looks like Brock just went at the 7 spot.
As he should. There is justice in the world still. Because look, I guess you can't be the gold medalist every single time, but at the very least, you throw a silver in there, you're good.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so explain a little bit about this FFPC. I don't play a lot of these type of best balls drafts, so how does this format work?
So this one is their $35 Superflex Best Ball tournament. It is 16,000 entry cap, 100,000 in grand prize to first. I think it pays out all the way through 78th place. Goes up until week 17 of the regular season. Regular best ball stuff. It's a 20 man roster. You're looking at slim format, no kickers, no defenses, and it's tight end premium. So you get a full point extra. Is it full point extra or is it half point for tight ends?
It's full point. It's famously tight end premium, yes.
That's right. Yeah.
So why not take Brock Bowers even sooner than 7?
We absolutely could. We 100% could take it earlier.
100%. He should be the clear. I mean, maybe not so much in a super flex, just because quarterbacks are their own draft in and of themselves. But at the very least, he should be the first non-quarterback to go. Like, it's drafting Brock Bowers is basically like getting Amon-Ra St. Brown that happens to play tight end. So you're getting such a positional advantage at tight end. And yeah, you could draft Trey McBride, and that's all well and good too. He's going to be awesome. More than likely at worst, top 4 tight end. But I think Bowers just gives you such a runway to being what we've had with Kelsey for however many years, is just a clear top of the position, and you get to lord that over everybody else as they figure out whether they want to draft Tucker Kraft or Pat Freiermuth.
Hey, no Tucker Kraft mac and cheese slander on the show, Kevin.
I was just doing that on Blue Sky not 5 minutes before we went live, by the way.
What, you were slandering my Tucker Kraft?
I was, because somebody said he could be tight end 1, and
that may be a stretch.
That
tight
is
end 1 in your hearts. Tight end 1 in your heart.
Yeah, he is. Of the players that are named Tucker Kraft, he is tight end 1 for me there.
Of tight ends on the Green Bay Packers, he's number 1 for you. No?
I think
you're a Musgrave.
Musgrave might have something to say. Look, Musgrave was drafted first. Well, let's save that for when we start getting to draft those guys. We're through a round and a half here.
Guys, who let number 10 just do what they did?
Ooh.
Who let Team 10 go double tap Bijan and Saquon Barkley? Who allowed that?
Someone with high testosterone, clearly.
What on earth? I wonder, you know what? We're going to have to figure out if that is the only Bijan Barkley team in this tournament so far.
I doubt it. In a super
flex, I doubt
it. No.
Yeah, people are valuing these quarterbacks. I mean, Michael Penix and Bo Nix went at the top of the
But how does Barkley get out of the first round, even with that, though? Right? Because you've got Bijan and Gibbs that went ahead of him.
I mean, efficiency. Last season's efficiency, that doesn't automatically carry over to this year. Like, they had 460 pass attempts last year. If you give them another 40 or 50, that's a meaningful downgrade to Barkley. Like, he's likely not going to get 2,000 yards again. He's likely, it's very, very good chance that Jalen Hurts might take a few more touchdowns. The receiving game gets more touchdowns. That all adds up in the end. So, I mean, he's a fine pick, a good pick in the system, but I mean, he's not clear and far away though. RB1 to anything.
Vince here with the Philip Lindsay slander.
And I've been asking that for years.
Philip Lindsay's got the great hair, right? He has like that like really cool like afro hair. Like
he's got the like the Doge kids before they cut their hair. Yeah.
Is he even in the league anymore?
Ooh, no. I don't.
He's been out for like 3 years at least.
What is up, Vince? Anne is the one who, Anne, you did allow this over picking at pick 11 there with Rowdy. You got Gibbs and Bo Nix, though. That's a pretty hot start. I like that.
Genty Bowers is fun, though. Very fun.
We got a lot of fun starts in here. That's team 7. I don't know team 7. We have a few of our friends over here in the draft tonight, but there's some people that I'm not familiar with.
Can we dox them? Can we? I mean, I can figure out a couple, but
absolutely. All right, I'm on the turn.
Can we dox them? Absolutely.
Love
that answer.
Jamie, my secret stat was a little bit late, but it is up currently, and I think as of right now, you were the only one who got yesterday's question correct. So, gold star. Guys, what is happening here? We've got Brian Thomas just went. Brittany's ahead of me. What is she's gonna take somebody that I want?
This team 1 is interesting.
I know.
You got Lamar Jackson, Nico Collins, Drake London.
That's perfectly cromulent. There's nothing wrong with that. I just can't get over the CMC stuff, honestly. Like,
what are your thoughts?
Mahomes McCaffrey, it gives me like the bad vibes. Because Mahomes isn't the 50 touchdown Mahomes. Like, they're the Showtime Lakers that turn it on in week 16 as they gear up for the playoffs. And CMC has massive drop off risk to where if you got to draft him at the middle of the second round, I mean, he could be like last year's Austin Eckler if things like break right. And I don't mean like bodily break right.
I'm going to do something. I said, I did a thing. Don't you guys hate when people post that on the internet? I did a thing.
Please clap.
Yep.
I do enjoy the please clap, though, because I do use that unironically.
I do like your team, though.
That's kind of fun, right?
Got Jalen Hurts, Amon-Ra, and then Ladd.
Yeah. It's a little, I guess I could have taken AJ Brown there and done the stack like Jim was telling me to do in the comments, but
I do like that. I'm trying to look right, like looking through the teams. I can't. You're at least in the top 75 percentile of like youngest teams in the league. There is the Bowers, Genty, there is Gibbs, Nix. Like you've got youth on your side. You're good. That's a good squad.
Yeah, I think it's fun, and I like Jalen Hurts there. Eric and I were talking earlier, so we just started doing the Unwind Best Ball tournament drafts too. They started this week, and I also have the 4th pick there, and it's a super flex as well. And I took Burrow in that spot instead of Hurts, and I kind of like the way that's shaking out too. But I'll switch it up a little bit here and take Hurts this time.
Yeah, don't mind that. That's all a tier anyway, because you could kind of throw. I mean, the only reason Burrow's not in that tier is because he doesn't run, but he also gets top 3 pass rate over expected. You can pencil him for quasi pretty much 30 touchdowns, 4,500 yards. So you don't get that kind of upside that you can like bank on with anybody else outside of the top 4. So you at least have that. But they're like Jackson, Allen, Daniels, top, like that's a tier. And then you can kind of make like a sub tier of Hurts or Burrow, depending on how you feel.
Charlene's panic picked. Charlene, your team's 6. Let's see. You've got Burrow, McBride, and AJ Brown. I think you're doing okay. I think the panic picking is working out for you. Are there any worst ball tournaments?
I mean, I know
That would be a fun one.
I know there are people that like try. I feel like they try to get that off the ground, and like for whatever reason, it's like a good content post on whatever social media platform we're using that day. But I mean, you throw in holding penalties, you throw in like you could definitely make something out of that.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of really good value still here, and I think now we're starting to finally see the, teams getting 2 quarterbacks, which it feels like it's a little bit later than normally. So we've got like team 9, team 8, and team 2 already have 2.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a lot of that's because of just how bankable and what you need wide receivers, you need those top end tight ends, you need some of the running backs too. But that's why the mid tier of like the super flex quarterbacks are not as strong, and they're all kind of tiered up together. So like you could totally make draft one and then wait and then draft another one, and you're usually getting probably, if you wait 3 picks and then draft one like the 5th round, you're still getting because how many? That's like 6, 8, 12, 14. You're probably getting quarterback 18 through 22, which is, you could make a case that those guys are probably in line with any of the 6 or so that are drafted before them. So why not draft position players and then come back to it where you could still get solid options rather than having to reach up from the top of a tier, and then you're really the difference between that and missing out on going from AJ Brown to Xavier Worthy is like a massive drop off.
I really liked Jared Goff there, but I wanted to go ahead and do the stack with McConkey, so I grabbed Herbert. Going into the end of the 4th round, team 1 is on the clock. Jamie wants to know the answer from Secret Stat now. I saw, Jamie, that you posted earlier, is it Gibbs? The answer is no, because this week for Secret Stat, we are doing all the answers are coming from teams in the AFC East. So if that helps you. Brittany, that was rude. Brittany just sniped Terry McLaurin on me. After we just had a great conversation about Terry McLaurin last week, Erica.
That's how it always happens, though.
I know.
Okay. Question for Kevin. Which running back in 2024 had 9 top 10 finishes and escaped the draft without any real competition?
Is that the secret stat?
It is. Yeah, that's funny.
I figured it had to be. Should I plead the 5th?
Guess. I think. Do you know who it is?
I mean, the only guess I have is like it's either like Achan or like Chase Brown. Well, you said it's AFC East, right?
Right.
Is it not Achan?
It is Achan.
Okay. Figured it had to be with the reception.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No real competition.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, Ollie Gordon. Apologies.
Not wrong. I mean, unless you consider Alexander Madison, he of the former stalwart Dalvin Cook handcuff as competition, and Jalen Wright has yet to prove that he is competition.
I like how Madison and Mostert just swapped teams for like almost the exact same role.
Right. Like, well, the thing is, like with H-Hand, you want another back that's like moderately competent because that's we look at Alvin Kamara. That's the comp that you want him. You want him to have an Ingram. You want him to have a guy to play off of. You want him to have a Jamal Williams. I mean, that's not a great comp, but that's like what they tried to do when Ingram left. So, like, you want a guy that's moderately competent that can handle. I don't want to say they're garbage carries, the between the 20s carries, the ones that like don't matter as much for a running back. But you want those carries to go to somebody else to give the high value touches to H-Han, receptions, anything inside the green zone, anything inside the red zone, so he can be as efficient as he needs to be. He also gained weight too, which didn't help anything either, which took a lot of his speed. So you want him to slim down. You want him to be managed like Alvin Kamara, like Aaron Jones, so that he can continue to be efficient, not what he was last year.
Yeah. What do we think about Team 9 here and their 3 QBs early? How do we feel about this strategy in a Superflex?
I don't like it. I don't like it because you're sacrificing position players with 3 quarterback, and then the one, like, if I'm gonna do Fields in May, I want somebody like a Dak Prescott. Like, I want somebody that is like, I want to see he's bankable, but like a veteran guy that if he is healthy, he's no doubt starting all 17 games.
Yeah.
So I understand the upside of like McCarthy, but in that is like your QB3, not for me.
I mean, like, I'm definitely going to take 3 quarterbacks, but that just feels like it's so early. Like, I just couldn't justify passing up all the other position players right there.
Yeah. Future Steelers tight end too, Jonnu Smith, going at the beginning of the 6th round.
Team 10, you didn't need RJ Harvey, sir. You could have waited and let, I don't know, like Team 4 get him. You could have let him
Harvey
go.
over Hampton. What are we doing, kids?
Really, though? You don't think Harvey's going to have more opportunity than Hampton does right off the bat?
I think it's more, I mean, the play for Hampton is he's going to probably split with Najee and then ramp up as we get through midseason. I mean, Harvey has risk of being managed with 2 other backs all season, to Sean Payton's whims. Old man yells at clouds. So, like, I'm not sure if Harvey has like the top upside to like pay that off. He can, he's a fine back for that system, but even it's like no matter who they drafted or brought in, I still think they're going to be using multiple backs in that system versus Hampton, where if he dusts Najee Harris, that Najee Harris goes like directly to 0, do not pass go, to not collect $200. You are basically Philip Lindsay.
Okay, so I'm on the clock. So which old running back should I take here? I've got 3. Well, 2 really in my queue. There's another one I'm not sure how old
Aaron
he is.
Jones?
No.
Is that one of them?
No, Aaron Jones surprisingly not in my queue yet.
Wow.
I know. Let's take a look at that. I mean, I could. Oh, no. There's somebody else here that I like better. I'm going to see if I can get him on the turn, though.
Yeah, you got multiple guys. Push it.
I do. What else I got 23 seconds left here. I don't love any of the tight ends that are available at this spot.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I wouldn't be pushing that, especially in premium.
No, Worthy's there. I don't know how I feel about that. Do I need another
5 seconds?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to take one right here. One old man running back.
Like Mix is not bad. Like there's not really competition there either. Damian Pierce is probably training camp cut. So is a Gumbawale. Then that leaves Woody Marks, or if they bring in somebody, which we know teams will bring in guys in training camp, like a veteran guy to back up whoever. But
Nick Chubb.
Yeah,
I mean, we want guys that are clinically alive, though.
Hey, you haven't seen his workout videos on TikTok and everything?
His workout videos are pretty electric. I mean, they always are. His workout videos are always great.
Okay, Team 2 on auto is chaos.
What is happening here? I hate it when that happens and we don't know that person. So
You don't know Call Me Big Daddy?
no, I
Sure.
don't know. Call me Big
You
Daddy.
don't know Large Father?
No. I don't know the large father.
I mean, you're gonna know him as the guy that took Jared Goff in the 4th round as his 3rd quarterback.
Oh, he took 3 QBs too. I just noticed that. I'm
Or
assuming that,
she.
yeah, or she. I mean, both sexes are equally able to make some auto draft mistakes. So,
They are
I thought
putting
you
together
were
a
going to say
team.
we're able to be called daddies.
well, that too, you know, that as well.
Look, no, this is a judgment-free show. So.
100%. Guys, thanks for everybody who's hanging out in the chat. Feel free to roast our teams or say very flattering things. We respond to flattery as well.
I unfortunately do not have a team in this draft tonight, although you would have been able to tell. It would have been just a solid stream of yellow and purple. More than likely. Maybe one red at the top.
All right, Chuba was one. How old is Chuba Hubbard?
27.
He's like younger than you think, right?
He's just a late bloomer.
He's
Yeah.
26, 27.
Nothing wrong
Hey,
with
look,
first.
we will not slander our Canadian track star.
I will never. I mean, Oklahoma State Cowboy.
I mean, you're right.
I can't.
All right.
Okay. Moving into the 7th round. How many rounds is this?
This is 20 rounds. If you guys hadn't noticed already, it is a 60-second clock. So I don't think anybody's taking their entire 60 seconds though. So
That is true.
Thank goodness.
right.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's Brittany in the 3 hole taking Stafford as QB2. Like that's Jane Daniels and Stafford, a guy that's he's going to start every single game there. There's no, obviously, you don't ever have to worry about that. I mean, tied to a good offense. Yeah, that's like the yin and yang pairing you want is like a super flex quarterback, like Hurts and Herbert. Perfect. I mean, can't say anything about. I mean, Tua as your first quarterback. I don't feel great about that, but I hope we're just here to have fun.
Kind of like Tua, just there to have fun
And get concussions.
Oh, poor Tua. Yeah.
By the way, Erica, I did like your intro. You know what it felt like? It felt like I was like at the airport and I got my iced coffee and I saw a nice video come up welcoming me to Des Moines. That was pretty much
wonderful. That is my goal.
Here are a list of sights and sounds that you must see while you're in fabulous Des Moines, Iowa. I've never flown there, so.
My coworkers make fun of me because I have a distinct customer service voice every time I answer the phone.
Oh, you do? Yeah,
Yes.
I can see that. Oh, yeah.
I do, but I mean, I trash talk after. So I usually make sure the phone is off to do that, by the way. That's also a pro tip for any
you better make sure the phone is
people.
off or on mute.
Mute.
So I was doing a continuing education webinar the other day, and it was one of those Zooms. It was really weird. It was like everybody, like comes in and zooms in, and for some reason, every single person who came in was named after the person who invited them. So it's like the same name. So it'd be like 1,000 Stacys, right? And nobody could figure out. I mean, it was like Boomer Central. No one could figure out how to change their name. And so everybody was trying to tell everyone else how to change their name. And then the best part, though, was like after it went on for way too long. And then at one point, somebody was getting obviously annoyed that it was taking that long to get everything sorted out and started shit talking. But they weren't on mute. And they were like, these people are clueless. And then everyone heard them and was very offended, of course, that they called them clueless. And that was probably the best part of the entire thing for me.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
You ever watch one of those webinars? I don't know if this is like kind of like a callback to The Office, but it actually happened to me where I watched one And like, you know how they usually hire, like companies will hire a speaker or whatever to do the video, like, welcome to OSHA safety. My name is Melanie, and I'm going to be going through the, like, I actually knew the person that was doing it. It was somebody that I had known from like Twitter from a long time, but we've been friends. And I had to text her after and be like, yeah, nice video, by the way. You know, nice pencil skirt.
Mr. Magic has a question for us. He wants us to rank these 3 in redraft: Neighbors, St. Brown, Puka.
St. Brown, Puka, Neighbors, but they're all in the same tier, and they're all they're all
first
awesome.
round for you?
Yeah, comfortably.
Yeah, I think for me maybe Neighbors, Puka, St. Brown.
It's all about the quarterback. It's all about how you feel about the Giants quarterback. That's the only real separator out of that. And then I guess if you have questions about Ben Johnson being gone in Detroit, that could maybe weight it one way. And obviously Puka has Devontae Adams. That's another like clear target earner. But you know, they're all going in the first round for a reason. Like they're all 3 of them are awesome.
And it wasn't really anything against St. Brown because I love St. Brown. For me, it was just because they're such a run-heavy offense. That's why I would have put him at the end of that group.
Yeah, and it's possible Jamison Williams could even take even more off the top too. Like we saw his breakout last season, getting a full-time role and obviously being awesome in a massively efficient offense. And there's chance that he could take even more off the top, but it still doesn't. I can't see a world where Amon-Ra St. Brown doesn't lead that team in targets, though, even in another full season of both.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mark Andrews is fragile, very fragile. In the 8th round, like I worry that like his days of even 75% raw participation is a bit dicey to expect with him. I mean, I don't even know if that really benefits likely in that scenario, just because the Ravens love to play, Patrick Ricard at fullback and, Charlie Collar's a third tight end and all these personnel, all those moves that the Ravens love to do. He's just like a touchdown guy. He's probably in the tier with like, I'd probably put him below Njoku, honestly. Like, it sucks to say because Andrews has been such a stud for the past half decade, but like you got to come to grips with it.
Guys, do you feel like this is time for me to start looking at tight ends?
I was going to say, how do we feel about this tier of tight ends?
I mean,
I try not to.
Yeah.
Ingram, Andrews, Njoku, Ertz.
I mean, I'm not a fan. I mean, I'm more of a fan of Andrews than I am an Ingram, honestly. I will not be drafting Evan Ingram.
Not an Ingram. You don't like him over there in Denver now?
Well, it's the same thing almost as in Baltimore, where they play so many. They typically play 3 to 4 tight ends. They play a bunch of wide receivers. They mix and match running backs. Ingram's like metrics dropped off a bit last year, and he's not the size and speed guy he used to be. He's purely target volume, but I don't think he comes in. The only guy that ran above like 60% routes was Cortland Sutton. Everybody else was like a rotational guy. I'd see Ingram more of a rotational guy as like the clear receiving guy, but still mixing it with Nate Atkins and Lucas Kroll and Adam Troutman. Like that's probably more feasible than him being a 90% route guy and just being the second target. Like the paths are thin to that specific outcome, but he's still probably going to be the second target just with like 70 targets instead of 110.
So Anne has a question.
And she also loves Ingram.
She asked about
Erica, I think we're both hitting it at the same time.
Let me run the show.
My hands are clean on this one.
Hands up.
I just need that on the record for Anne.
She said thoughts on picking likely later in the draft, since we are out on Andrews.
You know, like, I mean, he's a tight end handcuff. He is like the Blake Corum of tight ends, where if Mark Andrews, you know, if he misses time, he's great, you know, because he's going to be probably locked into 65, 70, 75% of routes, because Kolar isn't going to be like on third down, or he ain't going to be like running deep routes past like 7 yards. So that's fine for him, but the fact that he still has a role, but it's nothing I want to hang my hat on as far as like drafting him anywhere outside like the bottom 3 rounds. But he's always going to get steamed up. Like his price is always too high in drafts, or I would draft more of him.
And after he has that one breakout game.
Yeah, he gets picked at the end of the second in FFPC. What was it, Stacy?
Yeah. Hang on.
Something
Wait a second.
crazy.
Ingram? Is that what we're looking at?
No,
Likely.
When Likely had that Thursday night game with 2 touchdowns.
Oh, yeah. He went in the first round. It was insane. And I swear to you, like everybody walked over just to like, as soon as somebody took him, everybody was done. They're like, all right, we're just waiting here to watch and see how early Likely goes.
Lock up the championship and got Isaiah Likely.
Spend $2,000 on my team. Take Isaiah Likely.
Buy the wallpaper, honey. We're getting the bathroom done.
Look at Team 9 here, just going like ham on these rookie running backs with Hampton, Henderson, and Judkins all in a row.
You get like 1.5 right, you're still in a good spot because you picked them in the 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I mean, Hampton should be like a clear, like as long as he doesn't get hurt, and as long as it's a Greg Roman offense, Jim Harbaugh, they're gonna run the ball 1 billion times, so that's gonna be great for him. I mean, you got to see how, because the Patriots' offense improved, but to what degree?
With now.
Oh my Lord!
Someone loves their rookies.
I'm sorry. Did anybody else want a rookie running back? Too bad. They're all going to Team 9.
I mean, corner the market. Why don't you?
Woo! Oh man, that's funny. We got Brenda got Caleb Johnson, and whoever Yard Dog is got RJ Harvey. That's it. No one else gets anyone else. You're done.
Olds for everybody else.
That's right. Who just took Roma Dunze?
How I Met Calf Your Mother.
Rude. So rude.
I dig that.
I like it.
I know. I like
it. That's a good one.
Funny. I say your pick of Roma Dunze was rude.
And Ricky Pearsall.
And Ricky Pierce, but I took Juwan Jennings, so I was going to take one of the two of them. I'm super high on both of them this year. I don't think, it's the same thing. Like, I don't think anybody thinks Ayuk is really going to be there at the beginning of the season, right?
By the way, I mean, I know I talk trash about CMC and Patrick Mahomes on that team, but that team might be a wagon. Like, getting Rashee Rice in the 5th or 6th round, I should say. Mm-hmm. If anybody knows about drafting Rashee Rice way later than he should, it's me from last year on this stream. But George Pickens in the 8th is beautiful. Odunze's good. Waddle's good. If Tyreek Hill decides he wants to, run a podcast and ostracize himself from the rest of the league, Waddle's the top target. Pacheco's a little iffy. He's got to get to like his pre-injury status, but yeah, that's a good team with Breece Hall, who is undervalued as well.
Jim says that's what I get for taking a running back before round 10. That's fair.
That's what you get.
It was karma. That's funny. All right, who's still available? Oh, there's somebody who made some news this week who's available that might be kind of fun. We won't mention who it is yet.
That is one of the quartet of tight ends of all time right there. Mark Andrews and Njoku, Dalton Kincaid, and Jake Ferguson.
Speaking of the olds, except for Dalton Kincaid. Yeah, Stephon Diggs was who I was talking about. getting in trouble with Cardi B on
Look, the man just enjoys some water sports. I don't think there's anything to write home about.
Who among us doesn't
No,
enjoy water sports?
yeah, never mind the pink thing he was taking out of the little,
Yeah,
Don't worry about it. You didn't see nothing.
nothing.
Sure, it's all fine, dandy. Sure, it's bubble gum.
Yeah. Kevin, I'm about to do something. I feel like you're gonna hate it, but it's
Probably.
best.
I'm just kidding.
So I feel better about it because it's best ball.
Look, it's the 11th round. Like, you get the guy that's. Jaden Reed's not a bad pick. I mean,
Where is he going normally? Let's look.
Probably 11th.
Around 11.
Round.
Yeah, so I take him around early. Well, no, this was the 11th round. So this is where he's going.
Like, but there's so much ambiguity in the Packers offense in terms of like who is going to be the top target. Like, Dontavian Wicks was the top target. He had 76 targets. Everything was so spread out between all those receivers. If you get like another injury, that's going to condense things. And if like Matthew Golden isn't what the team, he's a first round guy, but if he's not what you drafted him to be, at least in the outset, that's going to condense stuff down to still Reed and Dobbs and whoever. So, I mean, still have a candle out for him, but like at this price for like a pretty efficient receiver is pretty good.
Yeah. Not tonight, Charlene. He's not going to be your pick tonight. Going back to Stephon Diggs over here. It was a bag of crushed up hymns. Yeah. We'll never know.
For him, I mean, it was available in his state, I guess.
Yeah. What's up, Kim? Good to see. I'm going to stop, Erica. Erica and
Thank you.
Like, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to be helpful when it's at the other end of the draft board, but I'm messing up the.
I've got nothing else to do. Let me run the board.
I'm glad Kim is hanging out with us tonight. Oh, Aaron Rodgers, Brenda. Brenda must know something. She must be in the know in Pittsburgh.
Well, it's more than Aaron Rodgers is in, at this point, because you ain't in a training camp, you ain't in a locker room, you ain't signing a paper that beholdens him to a team for a season. So, yeah.
Yeah. Do we think he's going to play, or do we think he's done?
He'll probably sign with the Steelers. I don't know what's the holdup is, but I mean, I don't see how you can go into a season with Mason Rudolph as your starting quarterback, but crazier things have happened, I suppose. So look, I'm not one to judge Mike Tomlin and his infinite wisdom of how to run the Pittsburgh Steelers. And was it Omar Khan? I think it's the GM, but like, sure, I guess. Like, it's better than Tyler Shuck, I'll say that.
Brenda says ready by week 5.
Derogatory, by the way, on Tyler Shuck.
Oh, wow! All the QBs are definitely getting sucked up here. That's not the word I wanted to use, but I couldn't think of anything else, so we might have to clip that. The ones that are left are not really appealing. So it kind of makes me wonder, like, how many other teams have 2? Let's see.
Everybody has at least
Charlene. 2. Damn it, Charlene. Charlene just took her 3rd. We've got team 4 is me. We're on the clock right now. I guess I better do something real quick.
That is you.
That is me.
Yeah, team 11's rolling with 2. Team 8's rolling with 2.
This is gonna be fun.
There's a few running backs out there that are.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
There you go.
Yeah, you like that? Give me a little Jordan Mason.
I mean, he hasn't caught a pass since the Eisenhower administration, but like, it's still a solid pick. Look, that's what you go, and that's the bill of goods you're getting. Is that Jordan Mason is awesome, like between the tackles and like for like the pure rushing stuff, he's pretty good. You're just never getting like 4 or 5 targets out of him, but you just got to take it. He's a good eat your vegetables 0 RB guy.
Agreed.
Are you going to roll with a third QB, Stacy?
Honestly, I don't know that I am.
Is there a third QB to roll with? Is the question.
Right. I mean, I've got Herbert and Hurts. I
mean,
kind of
if
like.
there's a 5th-round guy that's out there, I suppose, who had the best completion percentage among the OTAs per their Twitter account.
Their social media.
Yeah. Who just bought himself a nice brand new car.
Oh, that
Maybe
sounds
not so much
gross.
nice the color, but
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It's not great.
It's really not.
It's definitely one of the colors of all time.
Yeah, I like that better. I really like it. Brittany just continues to snipe me over there. I was all queued up to go. My 2 favorite backups, Mason and Garendo.
It looks like diarrhea. Why would you buy a car that color?
Probably because no one else has the right mind to buy a color.
Oh,
I think I've seen a Kia Soul in that color once.
Oh.
And that matches because Kia Souls. I'm sorry if there's a Kia Soul driver out there who I'm derogatorily slandering right now. Yeah, disparaging. Yes, that's a good word.
But if
Better
you pay
word.
for a custom Rolls Royce, get a better color. Anything but that. Do a black matte. Do anything but.
Ooh, yeah.
Ugh.
I do like that Downs pick, by the way. Like a lot.
You like that? Yeah, I love Josh Downs. One of my favorite later round guys.
Well, because I have Downs in like the same tier as like Jaden Reed, where they're both slot only guys for the most part that, have issues offensively, whether it's quarterback in Indy or the competition in Green Bay. So like those 2 guys are like equal for me. I think Downs is a better target earner, but I think Reed is obviously in a better situation for the actual offense of the team scoring points. So it probably ends up a wash anyway, but like getting both is awesome.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. I've got Amon-Ra, Ladd, Devontae, Juwan Jennings, Jaden Reed, Josh Downs. I'm pretty happy with that wide receiver room.
Yeah, I saw Charlene mention Danny Dimes. I would go out on a limb to say that I think he is going to be the week 1 starter in Indy. Just based on like you're hoping if you have Downs or Pittman or whoever, even Jonathan Taylor, just for like stability in the offense. If you are have any of those Colts, you are rooting and hoping for Danny Dimes. I mean, as ugly as it is, as disgusting as it is, you are rooting for him to be the starting quarterback week 1, because otherwise it's gonna be a very bumpy ride with Anthony Richardson. You'll get Danny Dimes eventually, but you got to weather the Anthony Richardson train for a few weeks till they realize, hey, maybe he just doesn't have that dog in him.
If Danny Dimes ends up winning the starting job there, what does that say about Anthony Richardson? Are we just done with that experiment?
Pretty, yeah. You're Darnolding him till like he gets a job when he's 29 years old with the Green Bay Packers, who traded Jordan Love for a conditional 5th. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, I think Anthony Richardson, he goes right to 0, and he's basically like
Trey
Justin
Lance.
Fields was.
Yeah.
That he has the upside when he gets in there, but he's just got to get the next shot. And it's hard for a quarterback that has such deficiency throwing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And in the NFL, obviously, that we love it for fantasy that he can run, score touchdowns and stuff like that. But that's not what NFL GMs value. That's not what people value in the league. You have to be able to throw over 60% completion percentage. You have to be able to throw 10 yard out, and he can't do it.
Yeah.
So Angie asked, so far, who's winning this draft?
Ooh.
What teams you guys like?
I mean, that team 4 is looking great. I'm just saying. Are we not allowed to pick our own? I'm just kidding. I'm still pretty just sick over team 10 with the Bijan Barkley start.
I don't know. That
I'm
doesn't.
so upset that we allowed that.
I'm liking 8. I like
That-
8's middle run of wide receivers.
I like that. The Pickett doesn't do anything for me, but everything else is perfectly fine.
But they have no tight ends.
Well, that's the thing, is that you either draft them like one early and then like maybe one or two late, or you go on a run of like 5 straight tight ends and hoping, because you could pick out late round tight ends, and like Tucker Kraft was one last year, Jake Ferguson the year before. Like you could pick out all these guys. You could still draft a room of like, oh god, I'd have to really think about it here, like Theo Johnson and is Dalton Schultz still out there? I don't even know if he is. Probably. Yeah, you can draw like him and Dalton Schultz and like a bunch of other guys, like, and make a tight end room, like MacGyver it. It'd still be fine. Juwan Johnson.
I'm holding my breath over here. I've got somebody queued up that I might flip a table if I don't get.
That's dramatic.
Not go through a table? Is it a Buffalo Bill?
No, it's definitely not a Buffalo Bill. Although there is somebody from Buffalo in my queue. Oh, well, not anymore. Charlene. I think the board is slightly behind, guys. Because I'm on the clock now. We may have to. All right, I'm going to make my pick and then I'm going to refresh.
Cade Otton. Route spaced upside, because that's pretty much what he has.
All right, oh, I think it's back now.
Yes.
Yeah, it just zoomed up.
Okay. I think what I did was I blew up my screen on my end over here because I'm old and I needed to like a little bit better. But I guess that messed up the. Oh, we got Stephanie Miller over here.
And makes a good
like
point.
2-9. What does Ant say? Oh yeah.
Yeah, Anna's right completely. Like if you don't, you can't force a tight end. Like you can't just draft one to have one. You're foregoing positional value. Like when you still have like a run of like really, especially in like the 5th, 6th round, where that's where like the tier breaks at tight end, where we saw Hawkinson, Kelsey, Jonnu, then we had a full round, and then like the floodgates opened up for team 1 apparently. But yeah, there's a rookie wide receiver that I'm very shocked to not go in that run.
There's one that's on my list, and I bet you he goes now because we've spoken into existence.
I have not mentioned him by name.
We haven't. Actually, no.
Yeah, and I've thought he is overdrafted based on public sentiment. But I'm surprised that he did not go ahead of Kyle Williams and even like actually, I don't know. I'd probably take him with those guys, I guess. But
yeah,
it's like he is like trying to make fetch happen in a fantasy draft. Like we all want it to happen so badly that people are drafting him up like a round or two ahead of where he should be going.
I bet we're thinking the same person.
Guarantee it.
Yeah. I can't wait to see once they finally get picked. We're gonna have to share. Yeah, Angie. Unfortunately, I was able to take Trey Harris. Well, fortunately for me, I was able to take Trey Harris, but unfortunately for you, you did not get to see me flip a table.
I do like the Trey Harris pick. Like, there's not. I mean, his path to being the second target on the Chargers is pretty clear. I mean, Quentin Johnston had a lot of like situational upside. He scored quite a few touchdowns. Like he was markedly better in year 2. Like it's kind of like the same thing. We all wrote Josh Palmer off as like a massive bust after his rookie season. And then he turned in like a 1.65 yards per out run season in his second year and was like, fine. That's what Quentin Johnston is. But I think drafting Trey Harris signals they want something better and more athletic at the position. So if he can be like the prototypical X and let QJ be the sacrificial X, and route or the press coverage eater. That'll be great for Harris.
What's up, Wendy? Stephanie, I'll Venmo you for that later. Thank you. Yeah,
I will also take a Venmo if people are offering.
I mean, same.
Well, I liked Trey Harris there because I went McConkey and Herbert. So, just like keeping with my little Charger stack that I was working on. And then I got Danny Dimes to go with Josh Downs when he eventually takes over for the Colts.
Did I talk you into that?
Well,
did I at least talk you to the door?
You did, because, all right, so we've got Shedeur Sanders, Kirk Cousins, Jalen Milroe, Mason Rudolph, Spencer Rattler, right? Like, none of these guys are really inspiring any sort of desire for me to take them, even in a best ball tournament.
Yeah.
Like, out of all those guys, I think Jones has got the easiest path to starting into relevancy.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Sanders. I don't know. Who knows?
I mean, but Mason Rudolph's already the starter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, that offense is so ick. Like, it gives me the hard ick.
Mason Rudolph being the starter is like the Tampa Bay Rays starter on a game where they're going to use all their bullpen. Like, he's going to go 2 innings and 1 strikeout, and then he's out for whoever.
See, you could have just completely substituted Tampa Bay Rays for the Atlanta Braves right now, considering all of our issues that we're having.
Hey, at least we're not the Rockies.
There you go. It could be worse. We could be the Rockies.
Worse. Yeah. So that guy still has not gone. I'm guessing if he makes it to you, Stacey.
I'm probably gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna pull the trigger, and I can't wait. I hope that it's. I'm gonna laugh so hard if it's not the same person. Yeah, Wendy, the ick. Really, like, do you guys have draft icks?
When I see a slew of green at the top. No, I don't mind that because that just thins out the player pool or it maximizes my player pool.
Yeah.
Are there some hard, never drafting players for you?
I mean, I do like to hold a grudge.
I'm a petty bitch too.
Yeah.
So, like I will. Like Ingram might be that for me this year.
I can tell you had some hate for Ingram already.
You did. You were very, very aggressively hating on Evan Ingram.
I'm the antagonist of this at the Evan Ingram hive tonight.
I've tried to be better about my grudge holding as I've gotten older, but there are still some guys that I just don't want any part of.
And I've been an Ingram, and I've liked Evan Ingram. That's the thing. Like, I have no problem with that. It's just that situation in Denver is so not like that could break so badly for him. That's an ick.
Yeah. Charlene, did you panic pick? Who did you take? Pat Bryant. Ugh. Nicest smile at the combine.
Was that was who you're talking about, right?
No.
No?
I thought we were talking about tight ends.
No, I'm talking about Pat Bryant.
I thought we were talking about rookie tight ends.
People want to make Pat Bryant into the next Michael Thomas so badly they're steaming him up like 2 rounds. Oh,
man. No, I totally thought that we were talking about rookie tight ends. And I was thinking Terrence Ferguson because everybody has been trying to steam him up. In a dynasty draft of mine, he went in like the 2nd round, I think.
I'm completely neutral on Terrence Ferguson. He's probably never crossed my mind until just now when talking about him.
I never even think of him.
Yeah, it's Pat Bryant, 100%.
No, I love Pat Bryant. I mean, I don't expect him to, be like the Michael Thomas, like you mentioned, but I'm a big fan. I think that really more has to do with how pleasant he was at the combine, which is a theme for me. You guys know this.
Like Pat Bryant open up the mystery box and you'll be lucky to get little Jordan Humphrey.
See, I feel like that might be a little harsh.
Just his name has no swag.
It's the boring name.
It's the boring name. Yeah. Yeah. Not for me.
Like if he was Romario Alvarez, like that dude.
Wow.
A round 4 guy.
Is that like a name that you like made up and mad?
I just that off the top. off the top.
Pat Bryant is like Tim Patrick, like just some boring dude on a team.
Yeah.
Although that guy said he sounds more like a third baseman for the Gwinnett Braves than wide receiver for the Denver Broncos.
It is a baseball name for sure. Pat Bryant is a huge baseball name.
Yeah. Big line-to-line power for Romario Alvarez.
Brittany, I swear. Oh, no, that wasn't Brittany who took my Braylon Allen. Because I had Marshawn Lloyd queued up and then Braylon Allen. And I mean, we're getting at that time, though. Everybody's going to start going off the board. Oh,
3.5 rounds left.
Oh, Adam Thielen. That's a fun pick late. So we're in the 17th round. Rocky Rodrigo. That's a great name, too.
Look, Rocky Rodrigo is a 5th round pick right now.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get in on the rookie running back market here.
Market's a little thin though, ain't it?
It really is. There's some good ones out there though. I see 2 at least that I'm intrigued by.
There was so much pre-draft hype for all of these running backs, and then they all ended up going like they didn't get the draft capital that everyone was expecting, it feels like.
Like, I don't know if the capital is as important though anymore, honestly, with like a lot of the running back. It's just because you're always going to get the guys that are like up at the top. That's all well and good. But like we've seen the last couple of years that like with all the 4th and 5th round guys, Bucky Irving came from that. Like we're seeing a shift in like, all right, well, we have a clear pocket of guys that, you know, we can draft early on day 3. And that's like perfectly fine. I don't think like, because that's always been like a hard line on like Dynasty where, oh, I don't want a running back drafted after day 2. Like the hit rates are astronomically low. I just don't think it matters as much anymore just because the running back roles have been so specialized and you need more backs. I don't know where that voice came from, by the way.
That was great, though. I enjoyed it. All right, we got. I feel like I should probably. I just looked at my tight end bye weeks now, and now I'm a little. I've got 2 guys, Strange and Ferguson, on week 8, and Tucker Kraft is week 5. We're in the 17th round. There's only 3 more picks left.
I'm surprised you didn't. I would have. I like Arroyo just because there's like Noah Fant cut. Yep. Rumors swirling around like they could save a lot of money by cutting Noah Fant. And Noah Fant is like at this point, like good job, good try. It's been a nice ride, but deuces. But I mean, like looking at some of like the late round guys, like. It's kind of tough. It's kind of tough, but Fannin I think is actually going to have a role pretty early on as well, just because the fact that the Browns didn't really like. Yeah, sure they brought in Deontay Johnson, but they don't really have a slot receiver. That leads me to believe the Browns are going to be using a lot more 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, and one of them is going to probably go in the slot. So. That could be Fannin for all we know.
I was thinking Kmet is a good late round because I don't think the Bears are going away from Kmet, even though they drafted Loveland.
No. I don't see that either, and they paid him too. Like,
yeah. And I mean, I gosh, I wish I could remember. I always think about this stat in the middle of when it comes up, and I always need to go back and look for it. But I swear I remember some stat about Ben Johnson's usage of 12 personnel and everything like that. And it was pretty high. So, you know, I do like Cole Kmet. I just like
I think it was top 6 in the league.
Yeah. Yeah, I just like him just a little bit later. I
do have a question.
Grab the QBs. Yeah. Not QBs, running backs.
Are you looking at you know what? I'll wait till you're on the clock. I won't even ask.
Oh, okay.
Because there is the slappiest of slappy picks.
So, who are some of your guys' favorite late round guys, like in these last 4 or 5 rounds? Ones that you like to target around here?
I'll tell you after I take them.
I'll tell you after. Yeah, I'll tell you after I tell Stacy to take it.
No. There's I'll tell you one, and he's already gone, and I don't play a ton of like Superflex or as much like this high of a tight end premium, but I've really been liking Mason Taylor as like a very late, tight end there. I don't feel like there's a ton of competition for him in New York there with the Jets. Oh, I'm on the clock now. I should probably pick somebody.
I'm just not sure if he's a tight end or quarterback in this league.
Mason Taylor?
No. Kind of sounds like that though. Mr. Hill.
Does. All right. What am I? Oh, let's go ahead. Okay. I'm gonna grab another rookie running back here. And then I might go for some more olds. We'll see.
See, I like taking Quentin Johnston this late. I don't know why. I can't quit him. I haven't been able to. I have him on a dynasty league, so I just keep holding out hope at this point.
Don't stop believing, as Journey said.
I mean, but in the 17th round, and he could have a pretty good season. I mean, you never know.
He could. I definitely couldn't take him on this team because I have already overloaded with the Chargers. I've hit my quota for the night.
There is a team's top target earner from last season that has not been drafted yet.
Oh. Do you want to give us a division?
He's very near and dear to my heart. Let's just say that.
Oh, okay.
You got the
yeah.
Amount of that.
Oh.
He led his team with 76 targets last year.
He sure did.
But as far as other guys, like I'll just take stabs on rookies and hopefully one of the lottery tickets.
Yeah.
Isaac Tesla, I'll take
now, how do you guys pronounce that guy's last name?
Tesla.
I thought it was Tesla. I don't know.
Is that his street name, Tesla?
No idea.
I think there's a lot of fun ways to say it. Keenan Allen. He still hasn't signed, right? I didn't miss that.
Mm-mm.
No. There is another running back though that I like taking because the team is from the same team actually as the guy that Stacy might pick now. But I don't like Marshawn Lloyd as much.
Really?
Yeah, he apparently through the grapevine went to like some specialist in Wisconsin about his like bone structure or something like that, or they're trying to figure out why he keeps like getting hurt. Demario Douglas is not bad either. That's like
in the 19th round. I mean,
that's an eat your vegetables ass wide receiver right there.
He really is. I mean, like, okay, so you had, I think, who was the number one guy there? I think him and Hunter Henry, I think, were tied. I mean, obviously Diggs is there now, but I mean, I still that's one that I can't quit, Erica. He's my Quentin Johnston. I can't quit Demario Douglas.
But Emmanuel Wilson feels a lot better like as a running back too in Green Bay than Marshawn Lloyd, who all he has is draft capital right now.
Yeah.
And then just scrolling through, he got picked kind of high here, but Zach Moss, who will still have if he's healthy, he'll still have a role behind Chase Brown. He's not going to be eaten into Chase Brown's 65-70% of the running back carries by any means, but he's a sneaky veteran under the radar. Unless Taj Brooks has an amazing training camp, I think Zach Moss at least goes into week 1 as the main guy behind Chase Brown and probably has a touch of standalone value.
Guys, look at us crushing this draft. We're going into round 20 and it's 10:06 over here. Draft started at 9. This is solid.
People are double parked apparently.
Yeah, they are. We're on top of our game tonight. Who got things to do?
Has some news come out about Tutu Atwell, because there were several waiver claims in my dynasty leagues this week for 2-2 for some reason.
I haven't seen anything.
Still perfectly fine late round pick. I mean, do you get points for being in the Olympic flag football team? Because that might be Tutu Atwell's future. Honestly, that's he would actually, I think, do that. He could be awesome at that.
I can't wait for that, by the way. Oh, there
You
goes.
think they're gonna roll out like the stars for that league though? You think like Lamar and Jamar Chase and like, you know,
It depends on if these guys want an Olympic medal. I mean,
And if it's in their contracts, if they're allowed to even play.
Mhm.
yeah, that's true
that.
too.
But
well,
man,
like as we saw before with like guys like LeBron would be, you know,
yeah,
whether they would or not, and like some of the stars for like NBA basketball like declined it because of contract things or
Yeah.
because they wanted to gear up for the season. So that's gonna have a lot to play into that, but I think you're still gonna get some like really good, and they're gonna lap the field.
yeah. I mean, you're gonna have some like like practice squad guys out there that are just absolutely like mossing people.
When do
I-
the Olympics start? Are they like early summer, midsummer?
Oh, isn't it usually midsummer?
And for
Is
the
it-
the 1 in 20, that's gonna be
It's
probably
going to cut into
July or
training
August.
camp and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, guys, last pick. Do I go the homer pick? I've got 3 running backs to choose from.
I mean, Wicks is out there.
I know, but I
right?
only have 5 running backs and 2
Oh yeah.
rookies, and I feel like I should probably shore that up just a smidge. I think I'm gonna go with Emmanuel Wilson. I also had Ty Johnson and Sean Tucker in there as well.
Is Jarquez Hunter, was he out there?
Yeah, I think Jarquez Hunter went round 17
Oh, I didn't even see that. Okay.
to the rookie running back, bone collector over here. Wait, let's see.
I mean, look, 1,
and
2, 3, 4, 5,
got
6,
him.
7.
And he's got Kyle Williams and Mason Taylor. And Woody
Isaiah
Marks.
Davis is the veteran of the group.
God. That's insane. Team 9, reveal yourself
That
if
is
you're
an
listening.
That is an ageist right there, and
We
I
have things we need to discuss.
I am proud of that team. It's not
I
me.
mean-
Trust me. I would love to take credit for that team.
I mean, this is the Leonardo DiCaprio of squads, I
Yeah.
think.
That is the Jordan Hudson of.
Yeah. Well,
That is finishing 3rd place in the Miss Rhode Island beauty pageant.
yep. All right, we got. Oh, there we go. Who's the last one? Was that
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk
Yep.
Cousins.
There you go.
Draft is complete. Congrats, guys. Great job. Let's should we go ahead and do a little recap of the squads here, pick our favorites? What do you guys think?
I mean, I think I still like Team 8.
I think that's where I'm at too.
Yeah, with McCaffrey. I mean, I'm not a big McCaffrey guy, but him, like, that's a good core of like, and I have questions about Pacheco as well, but the wide receiver group in there is pretty solid. Mahomes and Caleb Williams. You can kind of miss me with Pickett, but can you scroll down to like the last half of that? I want to see who else they got at tight end besides Schultz and Theo.
Hang on just 1 second. Let me get back to that screen. Yeah.
Noah Gray. I would have just kept doing. I mean, you were kind of behind the 8 ball with like needing to take more running backs, but I probably would have kept going at tight end and just get volume there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because they've got Schultz, Theo Johnson, Noah Gray.
Because I don't think you need Mike Williams or Christian Watson. I think those would either should have been a running back and a tight end, I think, and that would have been like great.
Yeah. I mean, if you are going to pass on tight end, then it really isn't going to make that much of a difference if you go that late.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is rough. Stephanie's right.
Yeah.
It's not great, Bob.
Also like Charlene's team.
Yeah, so Charlene is team 6, Sweat and Glitter. I like that she's got AJ Brown and Devonta Smith there. just taken all my Eagles. Not really. That's
Yeah, the wide receivers. I don't want to. It's not quite give me the ick, but because like Brown and Devonta Smith are fine, perfectly cromulent. You're nailing down 50% of the targets on the Eagles. But Debo, there's a lot of downside risk. Cooper Kupp, same thing. Brandon Ayuk, is he going to start the year on the pup list? And I can't see the Mims, Bryant, Amenor, Hopkins. Like, it's best ball. It's fine. You could probably get some usable weeks out of it, at least Mims, and then Ayuk when he gets healthy. But
especially if he's somewhere else.
Yeah. It'd be 6 or 8 for me.
Yeah. I like it. Guys, this was a lot of fun. I'm glad we did this tonight. Thanks for everybody who's joining us.
Chat's popping tonight.
It is. Let me see this chat. Oh. Yeah. I got a question for you though. Yeah, so we've got Christian McCaffrey here. Would you take him over Genty? Because Genty went right afterwards.
I would not. I would actually. It's old versus old. I'd probably take Derrick Henry over CMC, for being honest.
Yeah, I thought of it. It was really hard for me right there because I was struggling. I was like, do I take Derrick Henry here? And ultimately, I decided to go with St. Brown.
On sleeper ADP for Henry right now is low. Like it is way back there.
Like, what are they just worried about? That he's like old and they don't think he's gonna, repeat?
I have tried to fight that battle. I have tried to etch his tombstone for the last 6 years.
He just keeps coming back
with a chisel, with a hammer and pen and whatever.
Yeah.
It's not happening, so I'm just gonna lean into the skid at this point and go till Derrick Henry shows me on the field that he's dust. He's not dust.
No, I mean, for me, he's like, there's some guys that are just, age proof, like Derrick Henry, Devontae Adams, like those guys to me are going to be elite until they're not.
Yeah, like Henry's one of one. Like, yeah. I'm not betting. I'm done betting against it because it's probably cost me money at this point. So just like Saquon cost me money, but I'll happily keep turning away.
Well, guys, this was great. I'm glad we did this. We're going to be doing a lot more of these drafts throughout the season. So keep up. Make sure you subscribe, follow us so that you know when we're drafting.
All the things.
So who do we got on the docs for next week, Stacey?
Oh, yeah. So next week, you guys, I'm really excited. We've got Mike Shope of Deep End ADP Chasing. He's going to be here to talk Bestball tournament strategy. Really excited to have Mike here. If you guys haven't listened to him before, you're in for a treat. One of my buddies. So really, really looking forward to that. And then afterwards, the next week, we're going to be doing another draft. Haven't decided exactly which one yet. But we'll be figuring that out. Don't know if it's going to be an underdog or if it's going to be, something else. But we'll definitely be drafting a little bit more this summer. And then we've got our Scott Fishbowl mock drafts that are going to be coming up in June. We've got them on, I want to say the night, whatever those Thursdays are. I think it's the 19th and then the 26th. I don't have my calendar in front of me. Let me look real quick.
When is your guys' Scott Fishbowl draft?
So mine's July 12th. I'm doing the live Orlando.
Same day on Minneapolis.
Mine's the 29th in Dallas.
Oh,
so mine's early.
That's exciting.
No, June 29th.
Yours is June 29th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine's early.
We're going to have to talk offline because that's a show night. Right?
No, it's a Saturday.
The 27th. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It isn't.
Or Sunday.
I was looking
Stacey really does not have a calendar next week.
No. I was looking
no sense of time.
Not June. So sorry. Yeah, so June 19th and June 26th, we're going to be doing Scott Fishbowl Expert Mocks. We've got some great people lined up for that. Bob Harris is going to be on. Jim Coventry is going to be on. I think Howard Bender. We've got several people that are coming on to do that. And then we're going to also open them up to, we're going to be doing them on Sleeper. We'll be putting out, if you guys want to jump in and do that, because we'll have a few experts on there. And then I'm going to be opening it up for some other, anybody else who wants to jump in and do it that night too. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yup.
Look at the Knicks. Knicks are trying to make it a series here.
Oh, is there basketball on now?
Oh, you guys don't care about basketball? Okay.
Eric cares
Yes,
about basketball. I care about
my
hockey.
Thunder is in the finals, so yes, I care.
Okay. Okay, she cares. Stacy could not care.
Couldn't care less. Could not care less. We're getting ready for Stanley Cup Finals. That's where I'm at. I just as a final outro, I'm gonna say go whoever wins between Dallas and Edmonton, because I cannot have the Florida Panthers having another Stanley Cup back to back. That is literally the only thing my Tampa Bay Lightning have to hold over them. So
I couldn't tell you who was on the Florida Panthers. I didn't even know they had a team until you just said that.
that's a conversation for another day, Kevin. I one day I will launch into my dislike
for the hockey show.
Yeah, we'll save that for the hockey show. I'll go on and just rant about how much I hate the Florida Panthers. But until then, guys, make sure that you are giving us a like, a subscribe, a follow over here at Fantasy and Frames Draft Show. We are, like I said, on every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Make sure that you're doing that. That way you know when we're drafting, who our guests are going to be. You can follow all of us on our social media through Fantasy and Frames. You can follow all of us individually as well. Erica is at America108. That is with a K. Kevin is over at K Tompkins II. Blue Sky. Go check him out over there. I am at Stacey_Perez83. Guys, until then, we will be back next week, 9 o'clock Thursday. See you guys then.